Hey, what's up, Street Talks? This is Eric from Street Photography Vlog. This video brought to you by the new improved Henri neck strap Mark III, now available in Phantom Black. Alright, so I wanted to share with you some practical thoughts on how to improve your photography, what does that even mean, and ways to stay encouraged. So the big thing is this: when we say I want to improve my photography, what is it that we're really trying to say? So generally speaking, I think when we say we want to improve our photography, what we really mean to say is I want to better my photography. This gets a little bit problematic because when most of us say that we want to make better photos, what does that mean? Does that mean that we want to upload photos that get more likes on Instagram? Does that mean that you want to impress more other people with photography? What does it really mean to improve? Technically, the etymology of the word improve goes back to, I think, vulgar Latin / French, which essentially means to profit or derive advantages from. So practical ways that I derive personal advantages from photography is that it makes me more curious, it helps me explore more of the world, and it just makes life more fun. I notice more beauty in the mundane everyday things. And just even practical tip is just walking around, just keep your camera on you like rappers wear necklaces. It really helps you just to notice more beauty around the world. So even seeing a nice sunset in the background, generally what I like to do is, don't even think too much about it, is every time you make a photograph, you're just showing gratitude of, oh yeah, love that. So every time you just make a photograph, you're just, showing gratitude for being alive and the joy of life in general. So I've been, now that I've been back home, I've been shooting a little more film. On the film Leica MP and shooting Kodak Portra 400. And I've been shooting digital ever since I've been traveling on the road so long. And it's like really frustrating not to be able to see your photographs instantly because, like most people, I love instant gratification too. But I think the nice thing with film photography, or just photography in general, is that photography just gives you the opportunity to even look for beauty. Because I think even if you're living in the boring suburbs, like right now I'm just in the suburbs, and it's difficult to find things that are beautiful or interesting. But I think the problem is, it's not our environment, but generally it's ourselves, is that technically the more boring the environment you live in, the more it actually gives you a motivation or incentive to find more beauty. And I think even the most skillful photographers are the ones who are able to take whatever environment they're in and essentially make the best out of it. So I think photography has just made me a lot more adventurous in life. It's given me the opportunity or the excuse to travel the world. And I think photography, it's really a way of life. It's the way of finding beauty in the mundane. Also, to me, it's a fantastic creative outlet. It's a way for me to express myself, because I feel that if you're not allowed to express yourself creatively, you essentially start to die inside. And for me, photography is my favorite artistic outlet. I mean, I like to draw and paint and do all these other things, but I think I still just find myself coming back to photography over and over again. In terms of how to better your photos, I mean, generally the principles are pretty simple. Try to strive to make more simple compositions. Also, in terms of curves and arabesques, think about how you proportion the frame. And generally, if you want to make a better photograph of a given scene, just work the scene from lots of different angles. Take a step forward, take a step backwards, shoot a little bit from the left, shoot a little bit from the right, experiment with different angles, perspectives, and just kind of keep working the scene. So whenever you find a scene that's interesting, don't just take 1 or 2 photos and stop. Try to take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 800, however many photos you want to shoot. And I think also it's remembering that a lot of the photographic process isn't just shooting photos, but it's also determining, being able to select your best images too. So it's not just shooting photos all the time, but it's constantly going back and editing, reviewing your photos, cooling down your portfolio. And to cure your portfolio essentially means to just show the photos that you really care about. And so just realize that in photography, too much focus on improvement, I don't think is actually a good thing, because essentially means that there's already something defective with us. I think a more practical way of thinking about things is that don't worry so much about improving your photographies in terms of bettering your photography. Just focus on just keep shooting. I mean, the practical thing to have is to just shoot every day. I mean, it's something that I've challenged with a long time because I'm not always inspired or motivated to shoot every single day. But I think the simplest practical advice I'd have is just keep it super simple. Like shoot with a Ricoh GR version 2 camera, fit in your front pocket, or you're gonna just shoot with your phone, shoot with just any camera. Generally, the reason why I'm such a fan of shooting with a neck strap is that just kind of keep it on your neck. And so sometimes, like, by feeling the weight of the camera on your neck, you just end up forcing yourself to see more things, and you might go a whole day and not see anything interesting. That's okay too. So realize that even as a photographer, if you could even make 1 or 2 strong images before you die, you've essentially done your job as a photographer. So once again, just focus more on shooting every single day. Really enjoy all aspects of photography, the process of shooting, editing, culling your photos, selecting, publishing, sharing, printing, whatever. And just remember that photography is a really beautiful art, right? So for more encouragement, just Google Eric Kim Blong and check out the Haptic Shop to find out some new dope products like the Mark III. And when in doubt, remember our motto, just shoot it. Peace out.